Hey, this is Rocket Brain Surgeon. Today we're looking at the Il-10. The Il-10 is a Tier 7 Russian attack aircraft. It shares a partner in tier with the Il-8. The Il-8 is more of a traditional attack aircraft that's going to be heavily armored, a little bit slower, a little bit better against ground targets. The Il-10 is going to be more maneuverable and faster and kind of able to play that definitely mid-tier role of it can do whatever you want it to do. If your team needs you to kill some planes, you're going to go shoot some planes. If your team needs you to go after ground targets, you're going to go after ground targets. And that's why I was attracted to it, the flexibility of the plane. Take a look at that cruising speed. It's very good. It will travel above 400 km/h very consistently. The boost is very nice. The boost will accelerate you as long as you have boost. So you can get the plane going above 500 km/h as long as you have boost left in the tank. Of course, you do have to be heading in a straight line to reach those top line speeds. Now, the guns are somewhat disappointing. They are good in the sense that they deliver a very steady stream of damage. You can see that I have all of the 4 23 millimeters decked out in armor-piercing ammo. For some reason, I couldn't set anything on fire with incendiary or armor-piercing incendiary through about 20 games. I'm not quite sure why. That might have been me not paying attention, but armor-piercing has worked just fine for me. So the guns deliver a very steady stream, but it's not going to be an overwhelming stream. It's not like the Il-2 where it had a very big alpha. It had a low rate of fire, but huge alpha where if you hit a plane, it's knocking 100 HP off there. No, it's going to be a steady stream. The guns have difficulty with targets that have over 3k hit points, and so that's why I have the bombs. I generally don't like bombs on the ILs, but I think with the Il-10 it's kind of required. I also need the bombs because I launch a lot of rockets at enemy planes. I scored 2 rocket kills on head-ons and BF-109Zs there alone. And that's very typical. I launch a ton of rockets at enemy planes, and I need the bombs to pull up the slack a little bit. Especially in Tier 9 games, there's a lot of ground targets that have over 3k HP, and the guns would require like 2 to 4 passes depending on the exact HP. Now, I mount the smaller bombs because you can mount 4 of them. They deal about 3,500 HP by themselves. The 2 large bombs deal roughly 7,500 damage, and you don't need that. That's just overkill for everything but the headquarters. And I'm looking for the number of ground targets, whether it's a 3,500 HP ground target or a 1,000 HP ground target. They're both worth the same amount of points. It's only the headquarters that's worth more points. Out of all the IL planes that I've flown so far, the Il-10 feels like the most anti-aircraft IL out there. You can fly it as an anti-air super heavy if you wanted to do so, and that's kind of the way I like to play. If you wanted to play in the more ground attacking role, probably go with an Il-8. You can also load up the Il-10 with a ton of ordnance and do that too. It's a very flexible plane. I think it's the best I've encountered in tier yet, and I love flying this thing. Hope you enjoyed. Happy hunting.